Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do another unboxing of a game we just picked up. It's a game called Shipyard by Vladimir Suchy. He just did a game called Underwater Cities recently, last year. But anyway, this is a work replacement game. It's got some what I call Rondells in it, which I really liked, where you build ships. And a lot of good visuals in this one, a lot of pieces and everything. It's a Euro game. It was designed in 2009, and as you can see, it won the International Gamers Awards as a finalist of 2010. It's by CGE, Czech Games Edition. So yeah, let's take a look at it. I'm really excited to get this one. As you can see here, this is the player board right here, which we'll get into a little bit later, but it's a rondell right here, which determines your worker actions and everything. Two rondells actually in this one, and then one right here, which is really cool. This is your turn order thing, which is also a timer for the game. Ship pieces and everything, which you build, and your player boards and everything, but we'll get more into that. So let's do a little summary as we usually do in these unboxings. It's in the back of the box. It says the year is 1870. For centuries, sails have ruled the seas, but now the steam engine is beginning to dominate. Shipbuilders are experimenting with new designs, competing for the prestigious Blue Ribbon, which honors the fastest ship to cross the Atlantic. Their efforts are watched closely by the world's imperial powers, for the strength of every empire depends on its commercial and military fleet. It is an exciting time to run a shipyard. And this says, found a company, build a fleet, show the world that your ships are the fastest, the safest, and the best. You take the role of the shipyard owner. Your goal is to build the best ships within the allotted time. As for your ships, as your completed ships leave the yard, they evaluate it at many criteria, and your company's stock rises. You decide whether to build fast merchant ships, transocean steamers, or small sailing yachts, while keeping in mind the bonuses you receive from your government contracts, your secret government contracts. So, all right, it's a game from 2 to 4 players. 14 minutes, 14 an adult over recommended age, and about 30 minutes per player, which from the playthroughs I've seen to be pretty accurate. There is a solo variant on Board Game Geek, which I'll be checking out, but again, it's not an official variant. So yeah, so that is the box and everything in it. Whoops. Alright, so without further ado, let's open it up and see what's inside, because this is an unboxing. But I've seen a playthrough of this on heavy cardboard, as well as slicker dips there. So some good playthroughs on that. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Spielbox, the world's most widely read board game magazine. I have a flyer for that. Let's see, Galaxy Trucker is now digital. So this must be an updated printing in the game here. Some other games that CGE produces. They do have produce a variety of different types of games in here, with different themes and everything. So far, this is the only one that's really interested in me as far as theme goes, but there are other themes in here. Okay, so here's the rule book, which gives you all the different overview of all the components and everything. Again, lots of parts in here. shows you how to use the rondelles and everything. Examples and everything of how everything is used, and end of game and scoring and everything. And the different contracts and how they're used. The blue and the green government contracts. Alright, so that is it. It's a see how many pages this is. It's a 12-page rulebook. Alright. Now these were the only things that I really, when I was looking at it, I had some not really issues with, but as you can see, they're really thin player boards. So I probably will get these laminated. I usually don't, do that kind of stuff, but I think with these, I think it's a good idea just to preserve their, they're getting a lot of use. So I just want to make sure that they stay in good condition. But again, they were colorful and everything, just not a lot of, definitely not thick cardboard on these ones. But that's all right. We'll fix that. So again, this is the one of the other player boards in here, and they're all the same pretty much, despite the different color. So on the bottom is where you build your ships, and on the top is where you determine how fast your ships are, depending upon what they have on them, and then for the scoring up here. Let's throw this back here. There we go. And then finally the last color. Alright. So here are the... Ooh, they're already coming out a little bit. Here are the pieces here for the ships. You can see these are good quality. These are decent. Not the thickest cardboard, but definitely adequate for what we have. I think they'll... Whoops. Anyway. So these are the different... when you go on your voyages here, these are the different paths you'll take on these. And these are the different ship parts. Well, one of the ship parts. The stern. And then the coins. Some of the contracts. The different workers you can get. The cranes, guns, stuff you can attach to the boats. More of the ship parts, smokestacks and sails that add to your speed. These are actually workers right here. Iconography determines upon what actions you can take with those workers. Let's see if I can show you some. Yeah, there you go, right there. Is the captain over here to the right. Soldiers and businessmen. I think these are the rudders right there you can put on your ships. Oops. Right there. So this is the first one there. And here is number 2. Some more contracts. And then these right here are your... whoops. Are your... minerals and everything, ores and stuff that you can turn into to get cash, as well as upgrading to ship parts on the different Rondells, which I'll show you in a second. So there we go. Some more of that. There you go. More ship parts and everything. So it's a third page on the fourth one. Pretty much the same thing. All the ship tiles right here are they have different items and stuff on it, which will score different points. You have lifeboats. You have lanterns. You have these are like safety features. The life preservers. Cabins and stuff for which you have to put people in generally. Your mounts for your like cranes, and I think these might be for the cranes, and then for other things, for sails and smokestacks, you have to have these mounts on them usually. Alright, and you get the sirens coming through, of course. Gardner. Wouldn't be Gardner without sirens coming through. Alright, and then here, again, they're coming out of here a little bit, but that's alright. Saves me some work. So again, more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks 5 of these so far. And it looks like this is the last. No, still got a couple more. Different workers again on the left there in the green. More ship parts, tons of ship parts and everything. Again, to show you the contracts separately right here. And they're for end of game scoring and everything. And there are a lot of parts in here, which I lost count of the number of sheets here. But I love games that have a lot of parts and everything in it. It adds to the replayability and everything. Alright, now pretty soon we're going to be getting to the player board. Okay. And here we go. So just to show you them individually. So it looks like there's 2 player boards that connect to each other, so you can put them any way you want. So on the, let's see which way these are going to go. Get them upside down here. So these, again, like I said, these are the 2 Rondells here. The upper one right here will advance once every turn, and then you can pay extra gold if you want to advance it further on this one, on these 2. These right here on the inside are for your workers here. Oops. Let's see if I can get a little bit better close up there. So it looks like you have your captain, your soldier, your businessman, and then so those are the 3 different types of workers, types of passengers you can have there. And then they have they put the 5th. Well, up and around here are the different types of things you can add to the ship, but they put the 5th one here since there was only room for 4 up here. So that's the rudder. So you can get those parts if you decide to take that action. You get your sails, your guns, your smokestacks, and your cranes. Okay, so that's one. And then here, this one right here, each turn it determines the value of any of the ores and stuff that you have, of the minecart pieces there that you can grab on a turn. What I like about this one too is that you can either take the ore right here, the value for the ore, which changes depending upon what turn you're on, or you can see if I can get it better there. Or you can decide if you don't want the ore, you can choose to take a smokestack or a rudder for the coal, and then for the iron you can take a sail, a soldier, or a gun. And for the wheat, I think that's the wheat one or whatever it is, you get to take the crane or the businessman or the captain. So on those actions. So there's various different ways you can get upgrades to your ships. On the right here, these are the workers right here. This is what they go around this right here, the rondel here, or the oval thing. So you put all your worker tiles up here, and they change in order every game, so they'll be set up differently. Your victory points around the edges here. And then on the bottom you can put the different pieces. Okay, so that's part of that board right here. So I'll show you the other one, and then I'll show you a video of the shot of the full screen. So this is where you put your ship parts. Again, the ship parts will go here, and they'll move down. And that's the value, the 0. Those are the free ones, and then there's 1, 2, and cost there. And then up top is where you put the stacks of the ship parts. So if you take one down here, they'll move downward. They're filled downward. And then this is the really cool, which is a really nice feature of this game, is the Rondell, which turn order goes around. So again, there's videos on that explain how it actually works and everything. But basically, what happens is you start here with actions, and then as you take an action, you put it in front of you take your last action that you put. You can't take the same action twice in a row. You put it right here, and then it builds up in the front here. So it continues to move around. So once around is a turn order, and then after a certain amount of turn orders, depending upon the player count, the game will end. So it's a pretty cool mechanism. I really like it. Again, no dice rolling in this one at all, which I do like dice rolling, but I think in this game it works better so that you don't have it. So yeah, so it definitely works out well. All right, so let me pause the video here for a second, and I'll show you the whole board setup. All right, so this is the board setup. See, there's the two different pieces here. You can set these up pretty much any way you want. You can put them in this way because I think it fit the best in the camera, or you can change them around so that one is on the left and one is on the right. So depending upon what your player space looks like, you can set it up pretty much any way you want. So I'm going to take the camera up for a second just to pan over it. Again, it shows you the top with the Rondells and everything. And then on the bottom with the turn order Rondell. And one other thing I didn't show you initially, which I got to find now where I put them. But it's just the player meeples. And that which are right here. So it's just the player meeples, as well as the scoring trackers there for the in the round discs and everything. So that is Shipyard by Vladimir Suchy. Definitely looking forward to getting this one to the table. A lot of good mechanisms in it and worker replacement. And lots of pieces. So that's it. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming with another unboxing of Shipyard. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.